Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Rice Park on a steamy late morning. My name's Adam Johnson, and I'm with Visit St. Paul, the city's Convention and Visitors Bureau, and also a member of the Rice Park Association. Thank you all for being here today. It's funny to think 165 years ago, this area was basically used for laundry and grazing animals. So picture, if you will, David Miller's hospitality staff at the St. Paul Hotel washing some of your linens out here. But that's predominantly what it was used for until 1849, when it actually became recognized as a public space. And then the 1870s, when it started to really first get its first amenities, up until 2011, when it was named as a great place in America by the American Planning Association. And today we're here to tell you about even more and exciting things coming up. Got a great group of people to speak with you, and I first want to introduce Council President Cathy Lantry on behalf of the city from Ward 7, the East Side. She's one of our board members at Visit St. Paul, and obviously a huge supporter of St. Paul. So Council President Lantry.
Well, good afternoon. Thank you so much for coming. A couple of things. First of all, you know, this park people talk about as one of the best urban parks in the nation. And I hate qualifiers. I think either you're the best or you're not. So I think we have an opportunity going forward to talk about how we're going to get rid of all those qualifiers when we talk about Rice Park. And the opportunity to do that is because of a great group of folks who took the time to really volunteer and decide that this is where they were going to make sure that their effect was felt on the city of St. Paul, to make this the best urban park in the nation. And so this is just an opportunity for, as the city of St. Paul, to be so grateful, really, really grateful for the work that folks are going to do. What I love about this as well is that the effort to redesign this park is going to be sort of community-based. What do we want to see here? What is going to make it enjoyable for all of us to continue to come here? And I am so excited to see what that will bring, because I know that when we get done, all those qualifiers will be gone, and this park will shine as it did for over 100 years. So I really appreciate all the help from those volunteers, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Council President Lantry. Next, I want to introduce our Director of Parks and Recreation, Mike Hom. Last year, we were honored to name him our hometown hero at Visit St. Paul for his work in bringing the 2017 Urban Parks Conference to the Twin Cities. And he, along with the Director of Parks and Rec for Minneapolis, are in charge of the best park system in the United States, as named by the Urban Land Institute. So, Mike Hom, Director of Parks and Recreation.
As Council President Lantry indicated, part of the challenge about being good is maintaining your standard, maintaining what are good spaces, and striving to be better, striving to be great. And that's really what we're doing here in Rice Park, is working within the community, striving to be as great as we can possibly be. As we move forward, these efforts would not be possible with just the public sector's support. We need the help from the private sector in order to continue to be good, in order to strive to be great. And we're so grateful. Our Parks Department is so grateful. St. Paul Mayor Chris Coleman is so grateful to have great community partners in the St. Paul Garden Club. A ton of folks here from the Garden Club are here, have been partners of us at this site, partners of us within the community for dozens and dozens of years. We also have the partnership with the Rice Park Association, with the buildings, the businesses, with the community that surrounds this great public space, to come together to help us as private sector partners to continue to build upon what we have here and to be as great as we can within this community. The genesis for this work, for improving upon what is here, came forward from the community. It was ideas that germinated from the Rice Park Association, from the St. Paul Garden Club, and their efforts to go out and raise private funds that would start the planning efforts in order to give this great urban space a much needed facelift to even make it a greater community space. Later today, we're going to accept a check and begin symbolically that work, that community process, but our gratitude as a community, our thanks to the Garden Club and to the Rice Park Association could not be greater. What's going to happen from here is, starting this fall, We are going to leverage the investment from our private sector partners, start a community process, and flesh out exactly what type of improvements can happen here, both in terms of the physical space and in terms of how we will program this park. Our professional staff is very much up to the challenge and looks forward to working with the community. It's a great opportunity that we have to come together once again to improve our civic spaces, take advantage of what this great public realm is, and even make it better for for today and for future generations. So I have the great pleasure of transitioning the podium to representatives from the Rice Park Association, my friends Amy Mino and Pat Steineman, who are going to say a few words. So please welcome Amy and Pat.
We're really pleased to be able to be here today from the Rice Park Association and representing our organizations, the St. Paul Hotel for Pat Steineman and Landmark Center for me. And we are part of the Rice Park Association. It's a private organization, 25 members who help support the park, make it look beautiful, and meet in meetings regularly to plan for events in the park, as well as beautification efforts. And recent investment in Rice Park, as you can see from around here, with the Ordway Center's beautiful new building that'll be finished next year, and Landmark Center's restoration of our exterior and the towers that are being redone, restored after 100 years. There's still a lot of investment in this park, and those are just on the top of having projects, the St. Paul Hotel, its own renovation projects, the James J. Hill Reference Library, the St. Paul Central Library, and the former Minnesota Club, now 317. All really wonderful places that make this square so absolutely gorgeous for all the things that go on, whether it's people having lunch or the Ordway Summer Dance Program or all the other things that go on here. It really is a jewel in the crown of St. Paul, and we're pleased to be able to be here and have a commitment with the city and other neighborhood businesses to help keep it looking beautiful. And of course, this wouldn't have happened without the St. Paul Garden Club's enormous efforts to help get this all kicked off. And so we're very pleased at this time to introduce the leaders of the effort from the St. Paul Garden Club, Colleen Fitzpatrick and Betsy Kelly.
Well, everybody, here we are in the park, and you know, we're here to honor the park today. It's a wonderful park, and every once in a while, of course, things need more than maintenance. And you know, I think about trifocals and hip replacements, and now this park needs a real major revitalization, which is what we're going to embark on. We represent the St. Paul Garden Club. Today is a dream come true for us, and we've been around since 1927. And in that beginning year, 1927, the founding members planted 1,700 tulip bulbs in this park. And our commitment over the years has not waned. We installed the planters, we plant the planters, we maintain the planters. We're down here with brooms, sweeping up cigarette butts and collecting debris. With Marge Hull's leadership, we have installed the South Garden and maintain it. The hosta beds were replanted this summer. And one of our big efforts, if you look around at all the new yews in back of the benches, the Garden Club donated those yews. 35 of us were down here, strong force of support, community members, young interns, Garden Club members, and we had those yews in the ground in 2 hours, 140 of them. So that's quite an effort. Now the big push has been our fundraiser that was held in the spring at Macy's. And we were able to raise $46,000, which is the price the Department of Parks and Rec told us we would need to implement a plan to revitalize the park. And we have two people to give special thanks for that fundraiser. Carol Kolb, I don't think she's here today, but Carol was the chairperson of the event, and she did a fabulous job. I mean, she was so committed to this. And then Catherine Nicholson, who was able to procure a couple of large donations from private parties so we could reach the $46,000 goal. Now, our work is not finished. After that, we're having to raise more funds when we finally know what the plan is. You know, implementing the plan is going to cost who knows what, but that's out there. So today we're just reveling in this wonderful celebration that, my gosh, we've got a check in hand. And we have a lot of people to thank. Now, Colleen has been the driving force in this effort. We've been holding hands through this, but let me tell you, she's the driver. And she is going to express our thanks to many, many people to whom we owe tons of gratitude. And thank you all for being here.
Thanks,
thank you.
Thanks, Betsy. Thank you. There are a number of key people we'd like to thank today. St. Paul Parks and Rec Director Mike Hom for listening to us and our vision and supporting us through this journey. The city's art and garden coordinator, Mark Granlund, who is and has been our go-to person here in Rice Park. He's been involved with Rice Park over many years and loves it as much as all of us do. Ellen Stewart, the city's landscape architect in charge of Rice Park, she met with us a year ago on a bench right here in Rice Park and was honest with us in what to expect from the city and most helpful and encouraging in this first phase. Rice Park Association for their support and partnership throughout this journey and in all the years past. Rice Park Association has been by our side from the beginning, with Amy Mino being the guiding light for us. Full of knowledge and experience, Amy, in her calm professional manner, has shared her gifts with us, and we are forever grateful for it. The St. Paul Hotel, Dirt Day. Who can forget that wonderful compost? 2-pound bags full of black gold. Our gardens are still thanking us with those gorgeous displays of flowers. It was a great fundraiser, and it was a wonderful contribution to the Rice Park revitalization. If you ask anyone, they will tell you Pat Steinman is the St. Paul Hotel. Pat has been instrumental in this revitalization with her knowledge, support, and generous spirit. The St. Paul Garden Club, one and all, we want to thank. One day we had a conversation about sprucing up Rice Park, and before we knew it, we were spearheading a revitalization. As Betsy said, there are many to thank, but we'd especially like to thank Carol Kolb and past President Catherine Nicholson for their support of Rice Park over the years, and especially with the fundraising. They were most generous with their time and talents. We'd like to thank Mayor Coleman and the City Council, President Cathy Lantry, and Councilmember David Thune for their support of this project and the realization that it is needed and it is time. Lastly, the University of Minnesota student-run organization Students for Design Activism. A team of 4 landscape architect graduate students took on the challenge of a conceptual plan of Rice Park for St. Paul Garden Club last summer, pro bono. This plan was used as a springboard, and because of that, we are here today. They gave generously of their time and talents, and we are so grateful to them. We want to thank the team of Shannon Sawyer, Joe Nowak, Lindsay Hawks, and Grace Larson. We wish them the best in their future as professional landscape architects. 87 years ago, the 30 founding members of St. Paul Garden Club took on Rice Park as their first civic project. Isn't it wonderful that we are still here carrying on their first project? They would be so proud of us today. Now I'd like to introduce our current president, Maureen Edelman, and our past president, Catherine Nicholson.
I'm revitalizing my foot, and thank God I have Catherine here to help me so I don't fall flat on my face. But the St. Paul Garden Club has been in existence for 87 years, and I represent our hardworking members. Raise your hands, please.
Yours too.
Great. who have continued to help beautify Rice Park from 1927 to today. Special recognition goes to Colleen Fitzpatrick and Betsy Kelly, who took key leadership roles in the Rice Park renovation. Catherine Nicholson, St. Paul Garden Club's immediate past president, was instrumental in the fundraising of Rice Park revitalization. Carol Cole was our creative genius. Mr. Mike Hahn, where are you hiding? Oh, right here. Please come over. And Mike, on behalf of the St. Paul Garden Club, I'm proud to present, or actually Catherine's proud to present, because she's the lady that raised most of the money, a check for $46,000. Congratulations and thank you.
Mike, thank you very much. Thank you very much, and I know you'll use the money for the purpose to which we have designed it, as outlined in the letter. Thanks, Mike.
Wow, thank you.